you bladers, and can we create an invincible defense combo with Tempest Dragon? Now Tempest Dragon is obviously an attack type layer base, or ring and chip, but it is very defensive, and that's why it's used so much in competitive tournaments. So I have the 2B chassis and 2S chassis here. We're going to be testing it against Brave Valkyrie with 9 different defensive drivers, and we're going to see which combo is invincible. To start things off, let's use the Rise Driver's ring for defense and this thick 2B chassis. Ooh. Big hit. Ooh. Alright, Rise is definitely using that plate right now. Scraping. Scraping. And Brave Valkyrie takes that one. Alright, let's try a driver that doesn't scrape. Unite Dash. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, even if your defense combo is invincible, against an opponent like Brave Valkyrie, you're never gonna just not budge. You'll definitely get sent back with at least one hit. But you can tell that Unite is more defensive than Rise. So that puts Rise out of the equation for now. Yeah. I mean, it didn't win, but it didn't scrape, and it definitely has more defense, as you can see, plus Dash Driver. Alright, let's try 2S Atomic. Okay. Let's see how 2S Atomic does. Now the only reason I'm considering using 2S over 2B for defense is simply because of stability. While 2B is heavier and thicker, 2S provides more stamina and stability. So that helps with defense as well. Considering that a lot of defense types like Wyvern and, you know, Valkash, Bahamut have good stamina. Alright, let's try Friction. 2S Friction. Oh, Friction got lucky there. If that hit had actually went to Tempest Dragon, I don't know if it would have been able to handle that. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, pretty stable so far. Okay. How's it gonna do? From my point of view, it looks pretty stable. And Friction, so 2S Friction and 2S Atomic have the most stamina so far. As far as defense, I feel like Atomic and Unite Dash are on the top for now. Let's try 2B Friction. So Friction's getting insanely lucky. It's not getting that first big hit that Brave always does. Oh god, from my point of view, the 2B chassis is like so much bigger than the driver. It just looks so weird. Like the chassis is so big and the like layer is like so thick and the driver is just like spinning. It just looks so weird from my point of view. Dragon. So this combo, I don't know, let's try it again. I have high hopes for this combo. That first hit didn't make contact again, and now Brave is going around. Alright. Well, this will be a good test for stamina. A lot of attack types do stall around and then go into the center to take the win. Brave Valkyrie is definitely one among those type of attack types. So let's see how much stamina this combo has. Interesting. Very interesting. I want to try that again. That first hit is always missing. Is it? Oh, do you see that? Whenever Brave hits Friction, it's always getting sent back far. So 2B Friction seems like it's the best defense combo right now. Oh yeah, that's definitely the best defensive combo for now. Let's try 2B nothing, because nothing does exert a lot of downward force, so it'll definitely be hard to move. Alright, nothing's doing pretty well. It's not budging with the small hits. You can definitely see it bouncing though, and that's not a good sign, considering that you do need a bit of stamina to have defense. But it did deflect that first hit pretty well. Oh, not bad. I want to try that again, actually. Oh, that's a KO. Third time's a charm, they say. Ooh. Ooh, that's another KO. Okay, take 4 with the Tempest Dragon, 2B nothing. Interesting. Alright, so 2B Friction and 2B Nothing seem like they're at the top right now. Side factors could be 2S Atomic and 2B Unite Dash. But for defense, Nothing and Friction with 2B are at the top. Alright, let's try Friction and Nothing with the 2S chassis. See if that changes anything like stability or whatnot. Alright, so those first hits collided with a Friction driver. It got sent back decently far, but to be fair, it's the 2S chassis is a bit lighter than 2B. It is definitely getting pushed back a bit farther with 2S, which being nudged back does not mean you have bad defense. Defense is simply being able to hold your ground and grip the stadium. Sometimes that means getting knocked back sometimes and going back to the center. I mean, why would defense types need counterattacks if they don't move, right? Defense types aren't supposed to just sit in the center and don't budge. I mean, that would be ideal, but it's not gonna happen, especially with Brave Valkyrie. So that's why defense types need such a round shape or a design for a counterattack, because they're not always going to not be budged. Alright, so 2S definitely has more stamina, as the name would suggest, but 2B is more defensive, at least as I can tell. Oh, that's a huge hit. Yeah, that hit just, wow, that wasn't even a click on Dragon, wow. So 2S, the Friction drivers, wow, okay, let's try 2S Nothing. Wow. Okay. So Nothing is one of those defensive drivers that actually don't budge that much because they exert such a downward force. But at the same time, at the end of the battle, when it's not spinning as fast, it won't exert as much of a downward force. And every time it's getting hit, it's getting bounced. So definitely Nothing and Friction are at the top of my list right now, but I can't decide between 2B and 2S. 2S seems like it has more stamina and stability, but 2B doesn't get knocked back as far, and I just feel like it tanks hits better. Very interesting. Let's try 2B and Loop. Alright, 2B Loop. To be honest, I think Loop has some potential. Oh, that was definitely... Ooh. So Loop... Okay, Loop is... Okay. So Loop is doing pretty good. It is getting... Okay. So Loop is definitely a bit up there. For now, I'd say that Rise is definitely out for now. I'd definitely say that Nothing and Friction are at the top, very at the top right now. For side, like second tier, like second place, I'd say Unite Dash and Loop are somewhere up there. Third place, maybe Atomic. Let's try 2B Orbit Metal. So as much as I love the Orbit Metal driver, the metal drivers have less friction against the stadium, so that sometimes means that they will not have as much as a grip. Now, that doesn't mean they're worse. Metal is obviously better than plastic in a lot of ways. The only downside is that they don't have as much of a grip, but it also means that they can go back to the center faster than plastic drivers, and they have more, obviously, weight because metal weighs more than plastic, and they have more stamina than plastic drivers. Okay. Okay, so Orbit Metal is definitely not tanking the hits, but it's doing a decent job. Like, it's definitely not doing good, but it's doing a decent job. So yeah, definitely at the top is friction and nothing. Second tier is actually, I'd say, probably Orbit Metal and Unite Dash. Third tier is Loop and Atomic. Now that I think about it, Loop didn't really do that well. Alright, let's try Tempest Dragon 2B Wave. Thick boy. Oh, deflected on the first hit. Alright, these bays are pretty heavy, so I'm just gonna check if my iPad is like still capturing the stadium. Ooh, that's okay. Okay, let me just adjust this a bit. Okay. Wait, is that good? Okay, that's good. Yeah, Dragon with Wave definitely scrapes more, but it definitely has like more, I don't know. Wave is like, I'd say Wave is like second tier, so let's try Yard Metal. Interesting. Okay, Yard is a really thick driver, so I don't think it's gonna budge that easily. On the contrary, it is brave, so it could move boulders if it wanted to. I think Brave might take this one. Oh, so Yard, this is usually the point where Yard tilts over and scrapes, but because it's metal, it has more stamina, and sometimes having more stamina means you have more defense, because you don't scrape as much, or tilt over that much, and the more balanced you are, the more defense you have. That's a lot of words, but basically, it's better than Yard, is all I need to say. Okay, so I've done a lot of testings with 2B. It seems pretty good, you know, good stamina and all. So obviously, Tempest Dragon, we can't change that. It's obviously a good defensive layer. I just need to not launch it at complete full strength, because that's when the awakening pops out. So I need to launch it like maybe 80% power for it to at least not be completely awakened. So 2B and 2S, I definitely should probably do more testings with 2S. Okay, I kind of cut that part out because I was just like kind of arguing with myself. So first place drivers are definitely Friction and Nothing. Second place would be Orbit Metal. Third place would definitely be, I want to say Unite Dash. After that would go Atomic, Wave, and Cycle, or Loop, sorry, I'm getting, Cycle, Loop, they're both wheels, so confused about that. So I'm definitely not gonna do any more testings with these four, or maybe these three. I could still do it with Unite Dash, but I'll do these four, and I'll do it with 2S from now on in the video, because I feel like I've done good enough with 2B to get an idea. Oh, and also Yard Metal. Yard Metal is with Unite Dash, so that is 5 drivers that I'm still gonna test. Alright, so Tempest Dragon, 2S, Unite Dash. Good grip on the stadium, good stability. Dash drivers, so excellent burst resistance as well. Lots of good stuff, Okay, so... Oh! Deflected straight, okay. Bam, 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 bam. I want to try that again. Okay, so Unite Dash with a little counter brave there. So yeah, Unite Dash is definitely, if a defensive driver is to get hit so hard that it like can't regain itself, Unite Dash is definitely the most likely of the 5 that I'm still testing to counterattack. Just so you guys know, I did choose the 9 best defense drivers that I have. Like, obviously I didn't choose Quest or Drift because those drivers suck same spin. Drift might be good for spin steal, and Quest might be good for not moving, but that's not really useful if you want to actually have defense. So I feel like Unite Dash is definitely a more movable driver, and more like, it definitely will counterattack if it's pushed to that edge. But as far as defense goes, I'd say it's probably the 4th out of these. I'd say the only driver it might be better than is Yard Metal, and considering that, I'll probably take out Yard Metal and Unite Dash. I want to do one more battle with Unite, just for the fun of it though. Cool driver. Just for the fun of it. One more battle. Alright. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And also Yard Metal is out because, you know, I mean, if we took Atomic out and we took Wave out, there's really no point in taking Yard Metal out, because Yard Metal is basically Atomic but with a smaller ball, and basically Wave but not as thick. So Yard Metal equals out of here. Unite Dash, even though it is a cool driver and my favorite balance type driver, out of here. Okay. You leave me with these 3 drivers. Now, they're all really good. Orbit Metal, though, is not as good as these 2, so out of here. Now, these 2, I really can't decide. Nothing exerts more downward force, which makes it a little bit harder to move, but at the same time, if it gets hit hard enough to be moved back, it doesn't really recover that well. Whereas Friction, even though it might sound like it has friction, it actually glides pretty smoothly, and I feel like the actual ball is made of some kind of smooth plastic, maybe even POM plastic. That's the kind of plastic that bearing's made of, so this thing might have insane stamina. It does have insane stamina. I'm just saying that the reason for that might be because this white ball is made of the same plastic as bearing, and, you know, that plastic is really, really smooth. Plus it has rubber for grip, so Friction definitely can recover itself and definitely stays upright while wobbling. But I don't know, I could do thousands of more tests, but I don't know which one to choose. Like, is it nothing or is it Friction? And at the same time, I don't know if I should choose 2S or 2B. Like, is it 2B Friction, 2B nothing, or is it 2S Friction or 2S nothing? I don't know. Well, okay, first off, I'm definitely not gonna choose 2B and nothing, because I did testings with those in the beginning of the video, and they didn't seem to do as well as 2B and Friction, or 2S and Friction. So as good as 2B is and nothing is, I feel like 2B and nothing just don't work well together. Maybe it's because the downward force is too much, because 2B is heavier than 2S. So these 2 are not an option. 2B and Friction, you know, it could be an option. 2S and Friction, it did better than, well, it didn't do better than anything, but it did do better than 2B Friction in terms of stamina. It did get knocked back a little bit farther, and I felt like it had a little bit less defense, but more stability. Now, Friction already has enough stability, because it can recover pretty easily, as well as insane amounts of stamina, and it does stay upright while wobbling. So 2S and Friction and 2B nothing, not an option. So it's either 2S nothing or 2B Friction. Now, as much as I would like to do those 2, I feel like 2S nothing is basically Mirage Fafnir, but with a different layer. And even as these might seem, Mirage Fafnir, it does have good defense, but not the best defense. So I'm gonna have to go with 2B and Friction for this Invincible defense combo. Now, it is obviously not invincible, especially against things like Brave, but this is the best defense combo I could come up with using Tempest Dragon, with a red chip core, obviously, And with that being said, now that we've formed a super good defensive combo that I could have come to the conclusion of about, 15 minutes ago or so, without editing, because right now it's like been 25 minutes without me clipping parts. But yeah, let's do one final battle between Brave Valkyrie and this dude. Yeah, Brave is hitting hard, but it's like not, it's getting, okay, yeah, that was definitely a big hit. Yeah, sometimes you can't do recover like that. Like if that was nothing, it wouldn't have recovered. But with friction, it can recover pretty easily. Who's gonna win? Is it Brave or is it Tempest Dragon to be friction? It is Tempest Dragon to be friction now. It still gets sent back a bit because it is Brave, so I mean Brave, like I said before in the video, it could legit move Beyblade boulders if it wanted to. It could send Lucifer the End 200 feet in the air if it wanted to. But it's Brave. And there's Rage too, and there's, Dynamite Belial, and there's, other stuff. So it's just because it's a really good defense combo doesn't mean it's the best defense combo. And you are forgetting that this is not an upgraded chip. I could give this thing like Lucifer 2. And I obviously, friction isn't the best defense driver, but I don't have every single day. So I have limited options, but this is definitely a good defense combo. It is a really good defense combo, actually. And it is the best defense combo using Tempest Dragon that I could come up with. And yeah. So yeah, rate this combo in terms of defense out of 1 through 10 in the comment section below. Me personally, I'm gonna have to go with an 8.5 on this one for defense on this one. And yeah, this was a really fun video, just testing Tempest Dragon with 2B and 2S, seeing 9 different defense drivers and coming to one conclusion, one combo, that being Tempest Dragon to be friction. And with those last words being said, subscribe if you enjoyed, have fun, peace out, and don't forget to keep on blading, and I'm just gonna keep battling these. Peace out. Oh, I forgot to, okay. Yep, I forgot to stop the camera. Okay. Bye-bye.